Hello, dear students. Expecting you are keeping a good pace with this pandemic situation and you are staying at your home, staying blessed and safe. You are waiting for getting a calm and quiet environment. Inshallah, we will get that environment very soon. We are expecting so. And I think you should not waste your time monotonously sitting in your home without doing anything. And you have to use the time properly. Why? Because if you don't use your time properly, it will be really tough to just achieve the success. For that reason, you have to use the time properly. Today, I just want to focus you on ASS English first paper. And it is really very familiar to you because in your period class from class 6 to class 10, you have already known before about the criteria of reading skill that is given to you as a textbook. And you know, in your syllabus, you are getting a textbook designed like English for Today, that is very known to you. And in English for Today, in HSC first paper, you know, there are some units. It is designed by taking some passages, lessons from many sources. And you know, among 15 units, you will get total number of lessons is 57. All the lessons are designed with different types of thoughts that is impregnant with very important themes. And if we go through the themes on English first paper, you will get the units just title on like that. People or institutions making history, greatest human achievements, diaspora, dreams, adolescence, food alteration, environment and nature, traffic education, tours and travels, manners and etiquettes, myths and literature, human rights, speech and conflict, human relationship, art and music, path to higher education. Actually, what is the aim? What is the aim of the syllabus? What is the aim of the book? To make you develop in the field of some skills. You know, there are 4 skills in English language. What is that? Reading skill, writing skill, listening and speaking skill. And you know, English is called right now as a global language. You know, English is an international language, but in addition to international language, we are introduced right now English as a global language. That means if you want to take a good position in the world, of course, you have to develop in this language. And if you want to develop this language, you have to know the skills. At first, I would like to focus on reading skill. That means the textbook English for Today designed for HSC class will help you to get a good position in the field of reading skill. Actually, how you can be competent in this skill? If you can read, you can be competent. Actually, not that. If you can internalize the inner meaning of the lines of a passage, of a writing, of an article, that means it will denote that you are competent. That means if you want to be competent in reading skill, you have to read, you have to go through the lines, and you have to internalize the inner meaning. That means the units and the lessons will help you to be developed in the field of reading skill. That means the contextual meaning and the upper meaning are not same. It varies from time to time. Suppose if I say Rohim is the head of the blaze, if you don't know the inner meaning of the head, or if you don't know the contextual meaning of the head, that means you will be misunderstood. You will not be able to get the exact meaning of head. That means here head indicates main. That means head indicates the person who dominates everything, who is the main person. That means here head does not indicate the organ. For that reason, you have to know the internal meaning. And you know, if you go through the passages, if you go through the units, all the lessons, it will not only develop your reading skill, but it will boost up your informative area. That means your informative area will be developed. For that reason, you have to go through the passages from your textbook. And you know, my dear students, next we would like to focus on the distribution of marks for paper 1. Here, like your previous classes, you will get two parts, reading and writing, and the marks distribution, like for reading skill you will get 60 marks, and for writing skill you will get 40 marks. And the first one is MCQ, and you will get 5 marks. That means multiple choice question. You will be given 5 multiple choice questions from the passage, and of course you have to answer the multiple choice according to contextual meaning. That means you have to answer you have to choose the best one, of course, by internalizing the contextual meaning. Each question has 1 mark, and then comprehension questions, open-ended questions. That means you will get 5 questions. Each question will carry 2 marks. That means here you are getting 10 marks, and the answers of the questions, of course, should be appropriate, and the answers, of course, should be more clear, and later we will discuss about the length, about the system of answering the questions from comprehension. Then close test with clues, close test without clues, fill in the gaps by using appropriate words. When you will be asked to answer from close test with clues, you will be given some sources. You will be given some clues. You have to choose the right word in the right place. Sometimes you need to change some grammatical dimension, sometimes not. But if you fail to understand the meaning of the sentence, it will be very tough to choose the best one. Then close test without clues. Close test without clues, that means you will not be given any clue. You will be given a sentence and you will be given a blank space. You have to understand the meaning of the sentence, and you have to choose, not choose, you have to think a word which will be appropriate for the sentence. And then flowchart, that is new. That is new for you. Flowchart, you are completely unknown flowchart, because in your previous classes, I think you are not introduced to this item, flowchart. In flowchart, you have to answer the questions by making some boxes. That means you have to make 5 boxes, and each box contains a single phrase. That means if you want to answer flowchart, of course you have to know the way or system of making phrase. That means you have to know how to make a phrase. You have to make appropriate phrase for this question flowchart. When we will discuss flowchart, at the time we will try to make you clear about the way or system of writing or answering flowchart. Then rearranging, that is very common to you, and you are very known to this figure. That means some jumbled sentence, you have to arrange this, and you have to make a continuous paragraph or continuous story. Then summarizing, that means you have to summarize the passage. You have to summarize the passage. That means if you understand the meaning of the passage, you can summarize the passage very easily. And of course, we will make you understand how you have to answer the question summary or summarization. Then you will be clear about that. Then we would like to enter in the world of writing. In writing part, you have to answer paragraph. That means when you will be asked to write a paragraph, you have to, of course, follow some system. That means the parts of the paragraph, what type of paragraph it is, and how will you answer the questions given, and the length of the paragraph, of course the idea of the paragraph, everything. Then completing story. You will be given a clues, you will be given some lines, and then you have to finish the story by writing, by giving some appropriateness, and of course you have to complete the story by taking a theme inside your brain, and of course you have to finish the story with a positive mind. And then writing informal letters, emails. In your previous classes, of course you are very introduced to this item, letters or emails. And then analyzing maps, graphs and charts. maps, graphs and charts. Of course, you have to analyze the graphs and charts by observing the clues given in the question paper, and at last you have to make a good observation from the charts or graphs. Then appreciating stories, poems, identifying genre, themes, subject matters and interpreting the content. That means you have to know how to write a theme. That means after reading, after going through the poems, going through the stories, of course you will get an idea, and after getting the idea, of course you will be able to know how to write a theme. That means theme means the inner meaning, hidden meaning of the poem, of the stories. For that reason, if you want to be developed in this area, of course you have to know how to get the inner meaning. For that reason, you have to practice more. And then, my dear students, I would like to focus on the motto or objectives of the syllabus. Then I would like to focus you on this goal or objective of the syllabus. The goal or objective of the syllabus. The book is based on the principle that has guided the writing of the English for today. Books from class 6 onwards. The principle of learning a language by actually practicing it. That means you have to practice. This practice, which is carried out through the 4 language skills of speaking, listening, reading and writing, I have told you before, and usually in an interactive mode, underlines the communicative approach to language learning. And as the focus is on the communicative functions of language, the main aim of the textbook is to provide ample opportunities for students to use English for a variety of purposes, interesting situations. That means English is very essential. I told you before, in many situations we have to deal with this language. If you want to make yourself develop, you are getting ample opportunities from this textbook, from this syllabus. The book is divided into units, each unit based on a theme. I told you before, each unit based on a theme, and has several lessons that contain reading, text and a range of tasks and activities designed to enable students to practice the different skills, sometimes individually and sometimes in pairs or groups. Actually, the book is designed in different ways. Sometimes you can work yourself, sometimes you need peer work. Some literary texts have also been included. However, the emphasis in such cases is not just on content but on the exploitation of the text to trigger a variety of language activities. That means you are getting different fields, different language activities if you go through the syllabus very appropriately and mindfully. Then the emphasis on the communicative approach, however, does not disregard the role of grammar. Actually, we are not avoiding, we are not ignoring the importance of grammar. Grammar is very important, but sense is also very important. If you can understand the inner meaning of the sentence, inner meaning of any lesson, you can easily make yourself developed in this field. But there are some grammatical or fundamental rules. Of course, we should not ignore the importance of grammatical rules. Instead of treating grammar as a set of rules to be memorized in isolation, the book has integrated grammar items into the lesson activities, allowing grammar to assume a more meaningful role in the learning of English. That means actually you will be able to write or you will be able to understand any sentence grammatically by practicing the syllabus. You will be able to develop in this field automatically. Of course, you have to develop in grammatical fundamental rules. Definitely that is very important, but this syllabus will help you to be developed in this field, in the grammatical sense in this field automatically if you practice regularly. And the students develop their language skills by practicing language activities, not merely by knowing the rules of the language. This communicative approach to learning English is familiar to the students of classes 11 and 12 who have already used the language for today, English for today textbooks from class 6. That from class 6 to class 10 already you have you have been introduced with this syllabus, and in your HSC level, of course, you are getting a better opportunity to make yourself more developed. Then a unit on population education has been appended to the textbook to raise awareness about the adverse effects of overpopulation on the socio-economic conditions of the country. That means the units or the book is designed not merely to develop yourself in reading skill, but it will impregnate you to be informative. That means you will be able to get awareness on many fields. That means there are many informative fields included in your syllabus, appended in your syllabus. You will be helped, you will be benefited if you go through all the lines of the textbook. And it is expected that the new textbook will be an effective resource for the learning of English at this level. That means you will not be able to develop in English language field by reading, by being developed in HSC English syllabus, but it will help you to be informative. This is the design, this is the actually more goals or a target of HSC English first paper. I think if you go through the textbook, go through the syllabus very carefully, I hope you will be developed. And in this class, it was our target to make you introduced with this syllabus, with the marks distribution. This is the full design of your HSC English first paper. And dear students, in the next class, we will go through, we will just enter into the world of HSC English first paper. At the time, we will go through the units. So thank you very much for today, and we will discuss later about the syllabus in the next class. So before finishing the class, I would like to repeat you again that life is very valuable. You have to be flourished, you have to be successful, you have to be a good soul, you have to be a good man in your later life. You are the asset of our country. So don't make your life meaningless by being indifferent. So please stay at your home, stay blessed and stay safe. I think inshallah we will overcome the situation very soon, and best of luck. Thank you for today.